One time when my oldest was very young, she walked in on me, you know, getting my nut.
Because I need to, this pussy is not going to eat itself, okay?
I once if I did keep the evil away. Let's turn on. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes. All right. Okay, let me just move this shit around a little bit. Move shit around a little bit so that. Oh, this way. I should go. Okay, good. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Motherhood, sex, marijuana in the motherfucking building. Season 8, out the gate. And Michael Felton of 419 Studios is excited to talk to us. So let's get this shit on. I don't know where Ruby at. Matter of fact, let me hit her up real quick. 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 Just because I need to hit. It's time. There we go. That's enough to let her know that she should be on. Yes, but let's get Michael in. You feel me? Because Michael is excited because he got a lot to say and he ready to talk. Let's get it. All right. All right. Let's see. Is
Hello.
that? Hey, what's going on? Wait.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's been a long time.
Yes, it has. I can't. Let me turn you up a little.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, that should be better. Very cool. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Definitely can. Definitely can. Just making sure I did let Ruby know that it's time to record. Either way, I'm here. Either way, the show gonna start on time. You know how that go. You know what I'm saying? But yes. Motherhood,
Very
sex,
cool.
marijuana in the motherfucking building. Michael Felton in the building. Yes, 419 Studios in the building. And first of all, our history goes back a long time. You know what I'm saying? We've worked together on different projects, and you know what I mean. And I absolutely, because I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for Ruby, but because I'm always on social media, like I'm the main one that handles social. I think it's because Ruby knows that I'm going to handle the social media, that she don't even jump in too tough. She just kind of go, oh, hello, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Kai got it. Let me just slide away because Kai got it. So because I handle social media, I have noticed, your slow back away from social media. You know what I'm saying? You're slow. You know what I mean? You definitely still post videos on your YouTube channel, but you turn off comments. I definitely noticed that. And you know what I mean? And since we decided to bring you back on the show, you definitely gave us more than a Bible verse about what is possibly going to be coming out off your chest. So let's spill the tea. That's what we are here for. Let's see. One thing I love is tea being motherfucking spilled. Yes. So yes. Let's introduce ourselves for the people. Let's tell people where we at and tell people why we are here and who the fuck we out here to call the fuck out, because clearly that's what we're here for.
No calling.
I'm only playing. I'm only playing. You know
I
me.
won't do that because I don't want to give any.
I'm gonna talk drama because I love drama. But
no, I just don't want to roll back into my memory because it's been such a nice getaway being away from it, remembering that who I am and that I'm not a social media person. I'm not that kind of person. I'm a creator. Never been
Yeah.
like that, And when I was a people person before I had daughters, right? Because that changed me, I was like Mr. Smiley. Everything's perfect, right? And I had daughters. That changed.
Oh, wait a minute now. I kind of take a little bit of offense to that because no, because now you're trying to say the females is the females in your life have been a situation,
Not
have
a
been
situation at all, but they changed
no.
me.
We want
They
to
will
count them
change
as
you.
blessings.
You grow up a musician and a dog and around the people in somewhere like South Florida, like I did, you know what I mean? Then that's just it. You have girls, it's like a punishment from God. Go and see what
Oh shit.
Yeah. Remember all the shit you did.
Oh, I'm still raising girls, so
Now I'm
trust me.
protecting, you're protecting all of a sudden something, that was just you
Yeah,
before, I'm a guy. So
absolutely.
as a guy identifying as a guy, man, that was important, and then there's two girls. Bam, damn, okay, But when it comes to 419 Studios, and starting the show, it was for stoners because back in my day, when I was like 16, we're talking 1986, you know what I mean? I lived in a place, I think it was I might have been a little earlier, like around 1984, around 14, okay? But I lived in a place called Florinata Apartments that's in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Oakland Park, Florida, right next to Fort Lauderdale, okay?
Okay.
And it was a flat apartment building, straight up, right? About 4 floors, about half a block long, okay? And there's a baseball park across the street. That's where everybody sold weed. The kids, the teens my age were over here in the front by the apartment safe. And the older guys were taking up the whole area. They were the big time dudes. You know what I mean? They were college age, like that, right? And then you got your parents behind you in the building or in the houses around, okay?
All right.
But we frequented each floor of this apartment complex, me and my buddies, all day after school to get stoned. We had our own little story. We knew everybody's lives, you know what I mean? And they were the coolest people in the world, man. They really were. They were generous. You weren't coming in and smoking up and leaving. They were like, where the fuck are you going? Sit down. We're hanging. How you doing? How's life? You know what I mean? How's your dad?
Yeah.
How's your brother? How are things going?
Yeah.
Beautiful thing. You knew in this complex as a kid, as a young teen, everybody's life stories, man. And they were so cool and they were stoners. That's why you were there smoking their weed.
Right.
So, and then of course, my dad found a 20-pound bale on the beach in 1985. And him and his partner, Brant, rest in peace, one of my mentors, they sold it, mostly to the union. Mobsters. That is
okay.
I don't give a shit. I had family that was mob. I don't give a shit. I'm
But we just gonna sing the song just for a second.
Yeah,
allegedly.
So
allegedly.
that was a time I had a lot, while it was around. But anyway, back to why I created the show. It's because of people like that. So
right,
not knowing social media, and then of course, COVID comes in and really changed everybody on social media for the world.
Indeed.
And now everybody wants to be an influencer. And what I'm realizing as I'm dealing with creating, hardcore 3D animation, learning it, creating it, trying to get better at it, getting better at it, using better programs, learning the harder programs, doing the full production myself, having you ladies send me voices and other people too that I worked with, and my own family come in and record, putting it to animation, lining everything up. It took so much it takes of your brain and your life, okay? And then to run social media and get into the lives of these kind of people when you shouldn't. And you've been warned you shouldn't, but it's kind of tough because your brain really isn't fully here. It's always somewhere else, always somewhere else. And that's the problem. So you shouldn't be doing this, man. You shouldn't have been doing this. This isn't you. This isn't even how you act. You know what I mean? But rolling with it, and just trying to see if I can, I guess, overcome the stupidity of social media. And I couldn't. There's just no way. So I was like, okay, starting with people that were awesome like yourselves. Elevate Crate were the first people that I really talked to because they had such a cool idea. I loved that, okay? Destroyed by the plotters and the stoners and the influencers on X, because they would report them, their commercials that they pay for with their hard-earned money going to work, going to pay for other stoners that were jealous, YouTubers who have no talent at all, except for smoking weed and trying to look silly and thinking that because you're one of a billion guys doing this, you're going to be the one. You're going to be the one. They get mad that somebody has a genuine idea and they report them. That's what happens. And they plot against each other. And that's what happened to Elevate Crate. That's what happened with my promotions on the main 419 page at around 15,000 people. That's exactly what happened. They were paying for this with your money. We were giving away, at a $15,000, the amount of money of shit we gave away to other stoners because of how I grew up and just wanted to be. And the amount that I asked for back, was nothing. The amount I was giving back was very cool, but it wasn't necessary. You know what I mean? It was giving you something back. I was doing a show, for you stoners, and then giving you gifts at the same time to kind of just give you a free show. I'm not sucking you into. What the fuck am I sucking you into?
Right.
It's free. I'm not taking any information from you. You know what I mean? It's 100% from my heart. I gave you my life for almost 3 years. My life. That was me. Nothing stops me but me. You don't stop me, no matter how powerful you are. You can't stop me. When I stop, it's because I go, who the fuck? Who are you, Mikey? Look where you grew up. South Florida. You're a legend in Fort Lauderdale. Everybody remembers you, man. You had a great life. You have a great family. You live in a great place, man. You know what I mean? What are you doing? I had to look at myself and go, why did you allow them to do this? Well, there's sections on X. At first, it was just a guy who wanted revenge on a small business lady who talked rough about his tragedy in his life, heavy-duty tragedy. And she spoke kind of bluntly about it. So he used me to get at her, and I wouldn't do it. That was the very first thing. No, I'm sorry. I was giving people a free show and really saying good morning to everybody. The very first person actually said, are you on Adderall? Because, you're nice. No one's nice. So what's wrong with you? That was the very first interaction I had on X when it was Twitter. So that right before the sale. So you're trying to get through this. This is something new you have that no one else has.
Right.
Now you're not even remembering. Once you start rolling into the attitudes of the influencers, which were now growers. I'm having a problem with growers. Fuck are growers even talking to me for? Who are you? They've become influencers. They have become influencers. You grow a fucking weed. Why do you think they call it weed? Who are you? What are you going to be remembered for? You're as bad as those YouTubers, man. Get a fucking life. Get a life, brothers and sisters. Really. Because your YouTube shit isn't like the two t-shirts fucking behind me, if you can see them, which is Ventura Tide Pod in California and Motherhood Sex Marijuana in New York and Oregon, if I'm correct. So these people, they get out on the street and they talk to people. They care about their city. They care about their community. They're doing things on YouTube. They're actually talking to people. You're not taking bong hits in your face and acting like an idiot. And you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s. What is wrong with you? Grow the fuck up. And then you're reporting people that actually have talent. You're reporting people like me who have more talent in my little pinky fingers fucking, nail than you'll have in your whole life. That has done more in my life than they'll ever have done. And they want all of you to stop because people like you, know what I mean? People like Elevate Crate, people like my show, when I wanted to promote it myself on there, they don't want you around because you're taking from them. You're taking limelight. So the YouTubers that don't have an actual show, they're just getting stoned and being stupid. Think about that. What are they getting remembered for? And if they have children and their children grow up, what kind of children are going to be proud of their parents being like that? Having a show like that. The guy, the guys that cover their face and make it all dark around them, they're ashamed of what they're doing, man. Take a fucking look at yourselves, man. Really, grow up. It's the real world now. COVID ain't out here. We're all outside now. We don't need you. You know, we don't need you. We don't need it. You know, I didn't need it. I went camping on my birthday. 54 years old. My daughter Zoe took me camping for 2 days, man. It was awesome. And
Wow.
it was freeing. It was, remember, walking through nature and hiking, like, just that's me. That's who I am. That's what I've always been about. South Florida, man, I was always at the beach. That's what I am. I'm not anything like those people, but I got in their world. And like I've said before, I drank the Kool-Aid.
Well,
I'm not an influencer, man. I have a show. I have stories that I want to tell for free, and they were for stoners. And now I'm pulling back from that. You bitches, not you, but the stoner bitches on X don't deserve my show. The few that are cool, I mean, Elevate Crate, Jay Graver sent us stickers right away. He was awesome. I forget the gentleman's name because I have when I left X, I downloaded the archive. Make sure if you ever do that you do that. So you have all the DMs, everything that's ever happened. You have a copy.
Right.
When you close your account. So I forget the guy's name, but he was cool shit that bought me the air reserve, which is like a volcano. The big bag that blows up a bag when you put the weed in it, and you smoke it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He gave me one of those, man, right when I first started. So, guys like that were great. That's just a beautiful moment. I told him over and over. He left X because of the people. When Elon took over, he left. Just that guy, right when I left, a guy Druid something was standing up for me. He was the only one that was standing up for me. And I'm going, why am I here to be stood up for? Why don't I give a shit anymore? What's wrong with me? This is me now,
Right.
The person that has the issue is me, not the people on X. At this point, it's me with the problem, looking in the mirror going, dude, what's wrong with you? Again, stop this shit. Get the hell off of X, So, I have right here, I actually want, because if I'm going to say a few names. Okay, so I said Ventura Tide Pod because they do but they are a lot like you when it comes to that. They're just really crazy, though. They do prank calls. They are insane.
Right.
So Jamie Toth, man, somewhat Cyclops. Jamie Toth, okay? She's a journalist. She's amazing, and she's done such great work for people that smoke marijuana when it comes to busting the labs that are testing wrong. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I think on Instagram it's somewhat Cyclops. I love her. She's blind in one eye. That's why it's someone. Her name is Jamie Toth. She's an actual journalist. Works for a magazine or has for many. An amazing person. Okay, so meeting her, and she was one of the first people I ever talked to on Zoom. So that was an amazing experience for me. Knowing her, just being able to follow her life while I was doing my stuff on X and creating the show and putting it up was pretty cool. Watching what she was doing, that was neat. So there was a person that I had to bring up because cool, right?
Well, I want you to stop for a second because what I'm hearing you say is that yes, you have an idea and you believe in your idea. You wholeheartedly believe in your idea, and you were putting it out genuinely for the sake of stoners and stoners taking it in and enjoying it. And
one love,
right, one love, one heart type of shit. But you didn't realize that on top of the one love, one heart motherfuckers, you gonna find some shiesty, maybe trying to have a, what I'm saying, trying to
plotting
people, trying to buy people a certain way, trying to what I mean, like you said, influences. And based on these influencers, they were reporting your page. You decided to, you were saying that, to come to pull back from what you're doing. Now, I personally, I'm going to tell you like this.
Now, mind you, that's mostly you, when you do that and you've done what I did, what I've done, you know what I mean? Create a universe. And then you're not just creating this universe, the work behind the shows.
The work behind it is serious. I get it. I absolutely get it. What you're saying,
because, like I said, isn't always where it should be when it comes to when you're dealing with these shiesty people.
Exactly, because again, you're an artistic. You're an artist. You know what I'm saying? So the fact is you're about the art, and you bumped into motherfuckers that's not about the art. They about that bullshit. So
Someone said
in order to protect yourself, you pull back. But my thing is this: is what I'm going to tell you right now is this. That because I've been doing this, you know, I'm not saying just a podcast, but me as an author, I've been doing this since 2011. And one thing I've bumped into, yes, I bumped into a lot of people. Shoot, even like you said, walking these streets and talking to people, people will look you dead in your face and tell you some fuck shit to your face, and look at you like, is it okay? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? And you got to find a way to pull it back. But at the same time,
in South Florida. Trust me, I know.
You tried me, and I'm not the one. I'm not the 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. You know what I'm saying? So, and in, you know, in developing developing that type of attitude, yes, you could call it a little bit of New York toot, or you could just call it a little bit of that. That's how my mama raised me. But the mind state is this: my art is important. I'm gonna put it out, and whoever the fuck don't respect it ain't gonna be around it. And I'm gonna protect my art while I'm putting it out, because I know that the fact is that this is a lane that's gonna be big. Because I believe it's big, it's gonna be big.
I've already had, like I told you, I already had one show.
So people on the sidelines, you know what I'm saying? But people on the sidelines, it's just, you know what I mean? People on the sidelines, people on the bench. No, you don't worry about the people. You know they on the bench. You know why they on the bench, because you ain't like me and me ain't like you. We not the same. They not like us. I'm just saying they not like us. So you know. So you know, that's the main thing I could say to you in your now. Of course, I don't, you know what I mean, we all got our own personal situations that might hold us back financially, but at the same time, don't let the influences stop your game. Don't let the influences
You're also anything out. That's a good point. You're also talking about 3 years on the same subject. For a creator who's been living inside this world through this universe for 3 years. I mean, it's in your mouth all day long, your different voices. All day long, you're different beings, you know, and thinking about different beings. You're going to sleep about different beings. You're waking up about different. You are never really.
Exactly. So, and that's where the art needs to concentrate, though. Let's be honest. Like if anything, you could do yourself a favor and say, fuck it. Take a break from social media, period, and just concentrate on creating my shit. And whatever comes along, but never stop creating. Definitely never stop.
The cool thing is, it got me to switch to other things and more than one. So
nice.
Bunch of creativity just sitting here, man, like, I can't live in this universe anymore. I can't do this either. I need a break, but I can't resent them. I love them. I love every single character. I cannot resent them when I step back from everything for a little holiday, you know? I take a month or two off of doing animation. I need to make sure I'm still drinking out of my coffee cup, that the foam pitcher I paid a lot of money for is up there with my babies right there that I created, right? It's all in my face every day. But there was that 2D that I wanted to try on Instagram, and I wanted to try paying for Instagram, and I do research before I pay for these places that are expensive now, man. $16 a month, damn, just to have the damn freaking. But
just to have the blue check, and see, that's the thing now is that you can't even pay attention to that blue check no more, because the fact is, on every social media you could buy it. So it's like, what are you really buying?
On IG, it hurts you. And it said that in the review. Young woman that reviewed it actually said, you know, when I started paying, I realized that my followers went down by the thousands. Okay, when I started paying, I had about 5,500. Now I have less than 2,000, I think, just around 2,000. It happened exactly as she said. But here's what they're doing. They're getting rid of the bots. Anybody that they think are bots, because you're more important now. That's literally what's happening. The algorithm is told you're more important, so anything that looks bottish gets kicked from following you. They literally get kicked and then suspended, and then they're gone. So you lose that many of the bot followers, right? But a follower is a follower, man. And to have 5,500 makes people think somebody's watching you. And then I have a lot of views That's the thing about the 2D that I like. The zombie one with the two agent ladies. Okay.
Mm,
So I wanted some women fighting each other. And no woke type shit because they're women and they're badass or any kind of women boss. I'm sorry, it wasn't nothing like that. I wanted secret agents who were like spy versus spy, you know, from bad. And I wanted it to be silly. And all of a sudden, this zombie came in the picture in my head. And there was one in the
right.
program that was, you know, for free. So I said, I'm going to throw his ass in and have him like run them over as they're fighting and just do silly shit, you know? And when you
Right.
put out a reel that's 9 seconds and maybe another one that's 38 seconds, and then a 9 second one gets an hour, you know, and then, you know, hours and hours of views of 9 seconds, that is a lot of people seeing your reel. That made me
Indeed.
go, yeah, that made me go, okay, wait a minute, man. You really do need to step back, take a holiday, and think about what you're doing because this is neat. This little real shit, this is neat. I want to get into this a little bit, you know.
Right.
Time, my Zoe, my daughter, who took my youngest, who took me to the camping trip, looks over at my acoustic guitar and she says, okay, so when you're thinking about the music for Venator, you know, the 3D animated sci-fi show that I've been working on, that I, you know,
Right.
the one I'm going to be putting out next. She said, I would like you to do all the music. 100%. I want to hear instrumentals from you. So if it
Mm,
takes longer to put this show out, then it takes longer to put this show out. She said, but I don't want you to use anybody else's music this time like you've done before, maybe mixed with, because 419's theme is me. That's me. That's whether you hear it on bass
right.
guitar. I wrote that as a full song, cut a little piece that I thought was kind of like catchy and put that as the theme. But, and I have written an EP, you know, so about 5 songs on my own and then kind of stopped there. Never went
Oh,
for,
nice.
yeah, full songs with everything, the drums, and I play drums, I play the instruments, you know. So she said, I want you to do it. And I said, okay, then that's going to be it. And that's going to blow everybody away. And that's going to be,
Absolutely.
and if you're going to leave a stamp on a planet, it's something you're doing. That's what I want people to remember from me as Venator, for what I do and for my daughter's dream of what she sees it become. Now, she's an anime fan, not really anime, you know what I mean? But it's going to have, if you know anything about anime, it's a lot of feelings. It's a lot of feelings, man. I mean,
Oh,
it's fast. It's a lot of feelings. It's heavy shit, man. People are dying all
I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that
main
I
characters
watch
get
anime
wiped.
at
Yeah.
all.
Well, my daughter does. See, and that's the great thing. So that's why having her more involved, seeing what I wrote and seeing the emotion I put behind it, I finally get to be heavy, man. I mean, heavy. So
Nice.
she's Venator, and I'm the other character who I'm not giving the name away. Okay. And we get to argue with each other now. It's not just being friendly stoners, you know, just doing
Right,
voice,
right, right.
right? Silly story. This is serious. We are chewing each other out or fighting, literally fighting each other. So
Oh man.
doing it and hear me, you know, what I'd be saying to her if I were attacking her and she
Mm.
could react to that. So it's really cool, man. It's a neat experience. And that's why I said I'm not going to rush it. That's why I'm absolutely not going to rush this production because I want this to be, say, Zack Snyder level type shit. I want this to be big. You know what I mean?
And hello, honestly, wait a minute, because you got her helping you, not for nothing, because the young people are built for the social media. Let me tell you something. The young people are built for the social media. They are the ones that are on the tick and the talks. They are the ones that are doing the snap and the chats. I'm just saying.
She is putting
So
pictures of
you
her
can,
baby
if
up.
you want to, I mean, maybe not put her to handle the X account, but maybe just put her to do. I would definitely do Facebook, LinkedIn, and definitely YouTube, and of course TikTok. And they, because right now I just jumped. First of all, I just jumped on TikTok recently, because my whole thing was, what's the purpose? Like, nah, I don't, you know what I mean? I was just like, ew. But then, a friend of mine was sending me some links that I needed to see, and they were on TikTok. So I was like, yo, I really need to see these links. So I got to open a TikTok page. And then open it, I just say, you know what? Since I'm here, I might as well stay. And
So
you
what do
know,
you
while I
do?
don't have a lot
You
while I don't have a lot of what you call it, people, following me, I definitely got a lot of views. You know what I mean? And of course, because I may, talk about marijuana every now and then. I gotta be careful. I can't say the word marijuana. I gotta kind of, be real quick with it. Like, you
insinuate.
know what I mean? I gotta kind of
Yeah.
jump in and jump out. You know what I mean? But still, I'm still getting views. And the bottom line is, at the end of the day, if having somebody assigned to that, because like I said, Ruby automatically depends on me to do it. So having somebody that's assigned to that, especially somebody that can handle it and know how to be tough skinned and has a delete and block list like no other, man, listen. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with
I am
having
going
her
to be very
having her
honest
on
with
the
you.
payroll. Slight, not really, because you live in my house and I feed you. So I ain't really paying you nothing. But what I'm saying is, you can help your daddy, keep these haters off my shoulders, because I what I mean, I don't like it. I ain't really trying to deal with
I'm
it. But
going.
I think you could handle it though. You
Hi,
know what I
I'm
mean?
going.
Have you thought of it?
I'm going. Listen, because I know my girls. Like, first of all, there's a big thing. I'll give you a surprise right now. I was going to tell you. Figured I'd wait to tell you on the show. That's why I'm waiting.
Okay.
My oldest is pregnant.
Oh.
Now there's going to be 2 with babies, my youngest and my oldest. So I'm grandfather twice. I'll be. So there you go. There you go.
Oh.
And I have another grandchild. So there you go. So my girls are less
congratulations.
Thank you. But they're less interested in this type of thing and more interested in their new family. And they
Well,
are.
of course. I mean, stop playing. If it's the first baby,
Yes.
we trying to. Well, don't let them. Well, of course, don't let them buy the stupid stuff. Because I remember being my first time. Being a mother, I bought stupid stuff and then was like, "Why did I buy this? I don't need this. This is a waste of my money."
Oh no, I mean,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
different with each daughter, as you know. Each child is different, so that's different with each daughter. Shit, the cravings are different with each daughter, So
Oh
that's
yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about
anything. I know anything.
the diaper pills.
Yes.
Like there's no reason for a diaper pill. It's a garbage can. It's a specialized garbage can that's going to stink within 2 months, and you ain't gonna be able to get that smell out that garbage can. So
I'm the
don't
dad.
even buy it.
Okay, so I'm the dad. I'm the dad that when I become a grandfather, they got this baby. I don't want to see your baby. And they're like, why? And I go, because I raised babies. I'm done with babies. All right. So listen, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna occasionally come over. Well, now you'll come over. You just had the baby. You bring the baby to me, and I will do the photos. Take the pictures. I'm gonna hug the baby. I'm gonna love the baby. I'm gonna get to meet the baby. Okay. Take this baby away because it's gonna be stinky, pukey, whiny. I don't want anything to do with that shit.
And I don't want to remember what that is like in order to figure it out. Yes. But see, that's the beauty of being a grandparent. You literally go, hey, this is cute.
So my rule
yes, take my picture. Right. Yes. You leaving? No, you taking this with you, right? Because Because I got things to do. You taking this with you, right?
And bring them back. Listen, bring them back when they understand no. Bring them back to me when they understand no, because they're gonna try to touch my shit, and I'm
like, no. Because and please know that my nose go like that. No.
Well, with my grandson, with my grandson Isaiah, he was one of those that has the milk, the sippy cup, right when he had it, and a 2-year-old, terrible little boy. He wants to take it and get away with it. He'll throw it on the floor as hard as he can. Wham! So he's going to get some milk or something on the floor, right? So he did it once in front of me. And I looked him right in the face, man. And I said, don't you ever throw something in my house again. From now on, when he goes to do something, he'll grab like a door he's not supposed to grab. And he's got that look like, should I test him? And I go, no. And he goes, I'm not going to test him. And that's our relationship now. We have a lot of fun. We play. But when he gets in that mood, because he's 2 years old, that word better be important to your child or you're out of my house. So is your kid. I don't give a shit.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Stop playing with me. Because
no is important to me. You know what I mean? They have to understand that shit. Yes,
Matter of fact,
Yes is easy, okay? Yes is the easy way out. Yes, to give your kid everything, you turn them into, well,
Exactly. You turn them into spoiled, rotten ass. No, because no, because no. And the fact
hi.
is, yes, my children have it, all three. First of all, the oldest one is 27. She is living her best life. She like traveling and spending money. So she looking at me like, why? You know what I mean? Because I reminded her the other day, like, you almost 30. She's like, girl, I am 27. Chill out. Wait.
Wow,
You
wow.
can wait. But my other kids are younger, so of course I ain't expecting them to do nothing. But the fact is, I feel like my oldest, once she gets to that point where she has a baby, the first thing she gonna be trying to tell that child, look here, my mama don't play. Please, no, because I don't want to have to pick you up and you in pieces. So try to watch yourself with her, because she don't, you know what I mean?
Yep.
She not going. She not gonna play with you. She not gonna play with you. You know what I mean? Like that was like even when the youngest was born, like the two oldest warned the youngest, like you know that lady crazy, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not who you want to play with. Like she is not who you want to play with. I'm just
Right. Right.
like, you know what I mean? That's how we got this old, because we didn't play with her.
That's right.
We didn't play with her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But see, I
So
saw, mind you, I watched this world change through gaming, really, as I raised my girls. I really did, man. As games came out on the computer and consoles, okay, I watched how the attitude of people are. I remember when Star Wars Galaxies came out from Sony, okay,
mm,
and it was there was no World of Warcraft yet. Okay, they left Galaxies for Warcraft when it came out. That's how it worked
mm,
because there was nothing. There was Ultima Online was like a top-down 2D MMO, massive multiplayer online game. Okay, then
okay.
there was EverQuest, which still looks like an 8-bit game almost. You know, the graphics are not great. You know what I mean? But it's been around forever. It is called EverQuest. Anyway, and then there was Star Wars Galaxies, and it was major because it was Star Wars, man. You know what I mean? It
Mm.
was the whole universe. So we went out, you get stoned and you had to wait 30 minutes to 45 minutes for the ship to land just to port to another planet to go do missions, right? So you would get to meet these people who were like, man, check this fucking shit out. Look at that droid over there. Hey, man, you look really cool. How long did it take to make that character? That is so
Oh
fucking
man.
cool, man. Look at the ship. Oh my God, here it fucking, we waited a lot. We got to know each other. We built friendships online because it was so new. Okay.
Right, right.
There was no micromanaging. There was no stores in the game. You didn't get to buy your way to the top. You had to actually, a buddy of mine lived in Norway. He was called Mogulum, his character. Okay. That
Mm,
was his name for his username. I was Batmore. All right. We would get in our badass AV. I think it was an AV-21 vehicle, right? It was a badass like car,
right.
hovercraft, and we would just get stoned because he's in Norway getting stoned. We're talking on voice chat now. We're both lit, right? And we would just get stoned, get in the car, and just drive and get waypoints, like they're called points of interest along the planet, and it would give you like an achievement within the game. And remember,
Oh,
no one had seen this. This was open world. This was brand new, man. The planets, all the beings that you ran into and all that. So it was a
right.
different type of people online because online was new. So there may have been
Mm.
trolls, but it wasn't like anything like it is now. Okay.
Oh, differently. It's different. It's
Oh
definitely
no.
different
But
now.
then come to the end of that game where Sony kind of took the poison pill and they changed the entire game to kiss ass of the new, brand new marketing, where they were having stores within the game where you could buy gear or, customizations. And young kids started coming in the game from 13 up now. Okay. So these kids were coming,
Mm.
and we called them squealers because that's what they sounded like this and they were talking on the microphone. We're
Oh
like,
my goodness.
yeah.
It's
So we call,
somebody's child that clearly got their parents to
but they
get them a
want
game.
everything for
So
free. And they'll even buy your account just to be able to say they made the achievements because it's all about instant gratification. So this started, okay, and then it got worse and it got worse. And now there's a billion of these games out there of that type, of that genre. It's just so disgusting how overflowing it is, if they even last. You know what I mean? And the people
mm,
are trolls. They're toxic. A lot of these communities, you'll load into a first person shooter like Rainbow Six Siege. Tom Clancy Tom Clancy, the huge famous fucking writer, did his games, signed off for the games. These people load into this game and you're on the same team. It's not an enemy thing. We're together fighting non-player character. And your own players have friendly fire turn around and kill you just because they're toxic. They don't want you in the mission. They want to do it themselves. So it leans to, recently I started gaming again on my holiday here. I started enjoying gaming again. And I get into one, I meet people in the PvE side. That means they're fighting non-player characters, okay? And then PvP is player versus player, okay? Big thing, big difference in an MMO. Now, these little first-person shooters, that's nothing. In these games, you build up your armor, man. It takes a long time unless you join a guild that can get you, help grind the armor with you quicker or level you quick, power level you, it's called, all right?
Okay.
So I meet these people. I join a Stoner's Guild. A Stoner Guild. I figured, hell, on my holiday, let's join a Stoner's Guild, right? Let's do
it. That makes sense. Okay.
First week, 4 of us, one from, I think the Netherlands, gentleman. He was awesome at first. He was so funny. There's a young artist. She's actually on my Instagram. Her name's Capricorn Rising in the game. So I'm hoping that's kind of her Instagram name, or I'm going to have to make sure I text it to you so you can maybe, I don't know, throw it out in a text or something. She's an amazing young artist. I mean, her work, she paints, like on canvas. Oh my God, her work is just fabulous, right? And I meet her in game. So then I meet this other guy. He was called Gut Bath, and I totally ignore him now. He's gone, okay? So is the other guy, actually. Her and I still communicate, right? But the way it went down is we're all hanging out, but then you get to see the people's attitudes in the game. The Stoner Guild was a very selfish guild. All they wanted to do was get shit for themselves and use you to help them. That was getting kind of old, The guy Gut Bath was kind of an elitist. On the PvE side, he wanted you to get your armor quick, and the armor had to be done his way. You know what I mean? It couldn't be done any other way. And a lot of these people have that mentality in the games. When there's a ton of different styles of armor you can wear that do different things, you know what I mean? Which will protect you, damage them. There's a lot of different things they can do. And this one game has a lot of armor, okay? And these people are acting like, I don't know, they made the game. Like they're the gatekeepers. That's what they are. So they're
like, yeah, you come in, we playing the same game, but you telling me what to do? What's going on here?
Exactly. So we fall apart, except for that I still hang out with Capricorn. I still know her, right?
Right.
I was like, told that one guy, he kept, get this freaked me out. He's an Xer, so he's around my age. He's in November is his birthday. Okay, so he turns 54 in November. We were getting along, and then all of a sudden, he starts talking about, like you said, TikTok. And he's rambling on about that fucking flat earther shit, man. Oh my God, it was freaking me out. It was it was almost like that's all he lived for, because he was injured, so he was home all the time, and he gamed, and he got really good at what he did, okay? But he was looking at all the shit. He's telling me about how he believes it's flat earth, that Midgard or whatever, the next plane is 600 yards up, and then, it's going to lead to Asgard, where Thor is and everybody, and the earth isn't round. That's all been a lie, a huge lie.
Oh my God, no.
You can, dude,
no.
We
like,
probably
whatever
have
you smoking, I never want to sample.
We
what
probably
is that?
have personal drones now that can fly high enough to show you there's a fucking atmosphere, you idiot. And when it hits, it's going to burn, you dumbass. It's not a filament. And then he's like, oh, it's like a filament. And Elon Musk said there's a filament. Elon Musk is launching rocket ships into space, you idiot. Are you paying attention to that, or are you just sitting on TikTok?
Right.
So then he goes by that. I tell him I believe in the sim theory. I think we're in a sim. And get this, because I believe that everything fits. Bitch. Everything, every religion, every belief, anything you can do fits in a simulation. Everything. Nothing. I can't say no to anything. I want to believe in this. Believe in it. Believe in it. You're in a simulation. I don't give a fuck. Be happy. That's the whole point of it. Let them learn from your life, man. Live. But that's my theory. The last day I had mentioned how Neil deGrasse, the scientist, I guess, about the sim theory, and some of the stuff I see, you can see he's very intimidated, fears it, and mentions he does. He fears it. He doesn't like that idea, okay? And he said in this one that he had a friend help him kind of realize, okay, it's most likely not. But he had to go that far as a scientist to get himself to be okay with the fact that we could be in a sim, because we're in a fucking sim. So anyway.
Storm in the building.
Motherhood Sex Marijuana, rolling papers in the building. Motherhood Sex Marijuana, merch in the building. If you're here, we thank you and we most certainly appreciate you. But we want you to spread the word, tell a friend, subscribe, make sure and get yourself some rolling papers. And of course, if you want to sponsor an episode, if you want to be on an episode, if you have products you want to show us that we want to show the people, come through. You feel me? Motherhood Sex Marijuana rolling papers, merch, YouTube, subscribe, fight all the algorithms and let us get in. Yeah?
This guy brings up first thing in the morning. Man, I'm tired. Get on. I'm like, I guess I'll game a little before I do anything, right? I'm hanging out. Hey, man, Neil deGrasse said about the same thing. I'm like, what did I tell you, man? We're talking in voice chat. What did I tell you? I told you I don't want to hear about that motherfucker and what he thinks, do I?
Right.
Why did you go look up his shit? That's kind of weird, You believe in a flat earth? I'm like, look, your little flat earth theory, I got news for you, buddy. It fits in my sim theory. It's okay that you believe that. It's okay. I don't hate you. I think you're fucking weird, but I don't hate you, okay? You can believe it's flat. You can believe that there's a Thor. You can believe whatever you want, okay?
I mean, you can believe that the sky touches the earth on a daily basis. That's not my business. You don't have to share that with me. Like, what that got to do with
weird,
you know what I mean?
And he would harp on, that's the new people. That's what we're talking about. That's the TikTokers. This is the people that I was on TikTok for a while, but I found myself, what do they call it? Doom scrolling. I was doom scrolling, and it catches you, the algorithm. So it starts feeding you doom. And I'm watching all this doom shit going, whoa. Oh, that's fucked up. Whoa, that happened? Whoa, right? I'm showing a man.
Well, not with that. I gotta say, from my experience so far is it's definitely as the phone should be, because let's be honest, your cell phone is a tracker. It's listening even when you're not on it. It's listening to what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So based on my phone, seeing what I search on, YouTube and all other places, it definitely, once I jumped on TikTok, it definitely suggested, mainly things that I like. And so therefore, you know what I mean? I figure it's all about what you actually, clicking on in the first place.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then of course it's telling, now like those, like this new shit, Temu and the TikTok shop, those are the main things, because I'm a girl, they screaming, go buy something, go buy something, go buy something. And it's like, at the same time, I kind of want to scream back like, you need to put something in my account in order for me to buy something, but go ahead with yourself, because I'm saying though, like the account could use something. But it's all about, how, I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's all about how, you approach social media, and how you use the social media, how you approach it in order for it to give what it gives.
Well, you have a good,
but at the same time, I want to ask you this though. I want to ask you this now, based on your experience now, going forward. Do you think that you could just cut it completely out and just say, I'm put videos out on my website or put videos out on YouTube, and I'm just like I've been doing, I'm not going to let people jump in the comments. It's either you hit like or don't. It's either you hit subscribe or don't. And then and I'm gonna just keep it simple like that, and don't have nothing to do with social media? Or am I going, or at some point I must decide, well, you know what, I'm gonna hire somebody that can tolerate the fuck shit, and therefore all they gotta do is report to me if somebody is depositing some money based on any social media circulation that you did. You know what I mean? What are we doing going forward when it comes to that?
I'm going forward like an actual studio.
Okay.
I don't do social media. I will eventually, if I get to the point where I need it, I will have somebody hired to do social media that's experienced in social media.
Yes.
That's good at it. But for me, my be like I first advertised on Hulu. Yeah, that's on Hulu. On Hulu. So I know people from here to Japan had to have seen it because they showed me the stats when I was done.
Right.
So whenever I did throw out ads, I didn't just do. I said my internet connection is stable. Do you hear me? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
When I threw out ads, I didn't just throw them for the United States or just for the Americas. I didn't just throw them for that. I wanted to go to Japan. I know people in Japan have an awesome sense of humor. So I was like, I'm going to throw anything I do out to Japan because, fuck it. You can find people anywhere that might like your stuff. And if you can afford to stretch out, you do that,
Definitely.
So that's what I did. It wasn't always about the thing about with me in social media was I did get too personal. I got very personal with people. And if I saw things happening because I'm smarter than the plotters, when I stepped back and I saw it, there was one woman that actually said, who's on there probably now, okay, part of the stoner community, who actually said about the time I left the account, and she had done some of the podcasts, these people, okay? And she actually said, if I find out you're plotting against other people, I am so done with this community. And I got news for you, baby girl. Community's plotting against you on X. They are. I don't care what.
I mean, it's not, and see, that's the thing. That's the thing that people don't really understand, that it's not just the community that's plotting against stoners, period. It's the algorithms. It's the algorithms of all social media. You know what I'm saying? Like we definitely gotta be careful, even in the legal states where, what I'm saying, where, cannabis and cannabis content is, growing. Because even here, like, what I'm saying, when it's time to advertise, different events and shit like that. But what I'm saying is, when it's time to advertise different events, like even with social media, a lot of people gotta take the careful route, not only to to get their word out there, but also to get their name out there. So it's like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's about just you definitely can't. You definitely can't think that it's just us against us. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, it shouldn't even be us against us. It shouldn't even be like that.
No,
it absolutely shouldn't be like that. It should be.
In the United States, there are other Americans involved as well. Okay, so Canadians are very heavy in the stoner communities, and especially on X. Okay, because Santa Claus, to me, he has become, when I left, a top influencer for growing weed, for being a grower. And when I first started, he was not that. He was a grower, but he had the idea for a story for Santa Claus. He was going to follow that, and he was going to do like a movie, or and he talked about it times, and he has, and then it's gone, and then he just became different to me. And I know he's sick, but that has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. And he became, instead of this creative, I don't know, just an influence.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you can't get yourself mixed up into that. Like you know what I mean? Because your path is your path.
Very carefully, I'll tell you right now. That's why I went full-blown studio. That's why I backed up. That's why I went camping and grabbed a fishing guy. When my daughter, I guarantee you, if you spoke to my baby girl, she would tell you when she sent me that text saying, "Daddy," because I was wrapped up in that shit. Okay, I was wrapped up. And that was me allowing myself to get wrapped up once again in that shit.
Exactly.
And my daughter said, I guarantee, when she said, "Will you come for 3 days?" Now, you've probably seen her Instagram, and if you haven't, Ruby has, because she follows the girls, okay?
Okay.
In the pictures of us out there, okay? She probably thought immediately I was going to be like, no, I'm going through shit. I was like, yes. It was 5 seconds later. I said, not only that, but I just ordered an ugly stick fucking fishing rod, man, and a tackle box, and I'm ready to go fishing out there, too. Oh, I'm getting my fishing license. Shit, yeah, for a year. That way I can go fishing all winter long, man. Like drive up north, My daughter's shit. She goes, I couldn't believe it. She goes, you were ready. I go, Zoe, I just remembered who the fuck I am, man. Come on, you know? She also got on me for that. She's like, you're saying fuck a lot more. You never curse. Usually you go against profanity. I go, well, you know, I'm kind of letting things out. You know, it's let's
I
just
mean, at the end of the day, we are in the year of fuck it. You know what I'm saying? The Cat Williams started it from the beginning, way,
hey,
way, way in the beginning, and everywhere we're seeing a whole bunch of fuck it. It's gonna come out. What? Oh, you
look at
mad?
what we
Fuck
have.
it.
Hey, look at what we have running for our
Fuck
office,
it.
our country. Okay, when you have, and I'm going to say, let me say this,
If that's not the biggest fuck it, if
please.
that's not the biggest fuck it,
But there is something important I want to say. Mexico. Okay, Americans need to learn their shit, go back to school. Go back to fucking school. Find a school that teaches what we learned because we learned about geography, history. We learned about things that happened in this world. It wasn't hidden from us. We were taught these things. Like Canada is a country. Why? Why is Canada? Because of our Revolutionary War. That's why. Because the guys that got their asses fucking handed to them put their fucking hands on their up their butts and ran up north, those Brits. That's exactly what they, and then you know what they did, man? Then they formed up with the Indians, you know, that we did fuck over. Our government was not perfect. Our government was started, the first legal really president was a traitor to another country that he left. So think about it. He was a badass bitch. They're all kind of badasses at this point, okay? But our war sends him up there. Now you have Mexico. Mexico is an American, you know, they're below us. They have slaves being taken, families, entire families are being taken by Spain. Okay? Not at the same time, but this happened to them. Read history. I swear, I know my wife went to school there. She graduated high school in Mexico. Okay? So they had entire families just disappear in Spain. So what they do? They kicked Spain's ass and it didn't happen no more. And they got their people back. You see what I mean? Mexico's a badass country. They just voted in a woman president. This is tough for Mexico, okay? Because Mexico takes out people that are trying to help them. Their government was so corrupt that they always killed the guy. History shows it. History is there for you to see. The videotapes, everything, they get killed. They get murdered if they're trying to better that country because they don't have Social Security. They don't have things like us in Mexico, okay? They didn't.
of course.
Now
not.
they do. Now they're getting it all. Why? Because they're becoming more of I can't even say what it is. A real society, their government is, not the people, their government is, okay? So they elect this woman who is going to be amazing for them because she's going to make their government go from, you know, full-blown corrupt basically to a real government who stands up for their shit because they have a military that's badass already. They've proven that in the past, you know what I mean? So now it's time to step up as a government and show an example, especially since right now the fucking United States needs an example. They really do. And they're our neighbors. They'd be a really good example. Right now, their president is a great example. Let's hope that she holds this, okay? Because this is something new for them, all right? Someone who doesn't be going for the corrupt side yet, okay? We don't know that, all right? It's new, all right? But then look at Canada. Now, wait, now look at Canada's leader, Trudeau, right? This guy will roll over. When COVID happened, this bitch rolled over on his tummy, you know, on his back, put his tummy up like a beagle will after you clip its balls for the whole world because he was just, I'm done. I can't handle this. Oh, wait, you're going to do a whole reset, a world reset? This is on tape. This is history. Okay. He said, I'm for the reset. I'm for the reset. He locked his people up. We were told to stay in, and some states had pretty heavy laws, right? I live in the Wild West, baby. I live in the Wild West. You don't lock people up in the Wild West. You don't ever lock people up in the Wild West. We go where the fuck we want. We do what we want, okay? And that's why we're still here. That's why we're not sick. That's why none of that shit that's happening to other people is happening to us because we chose our own, we made our own decisions. And it because we're strong, because our family lines are strong, that's exactly why we're still here, okay? But up north there, that freaks me out. Their whole political bullshit they have up there freaks me out, man. And then we were the laughing stock, and now it's kind of terrifying. You have one side that was most likely put in by the CIA. You have another side that was most likely just shot at twice. by the CIA. You have an entire country full of young people on TikTok and everything with their face glued to it, glued to social media, that never learned that the CIA used to actually run television in our country. They don't know that. They haven't seen those files, but they're there. That's history. Do they know that? Ready for this? Donald Trump was going to release everything on JFK. They did a partial release. He was going to release everything on JFK. This is history. Look it up. Okay. And they told him, he said this. This is from his mouth. They said, you understand what you read, right? In the full documents of what happened to John F. Kennedy? He went, yeah, I understand everything I've seen. I think the American people, Ronald Reagan type attitude, protect the people. They need to see this shit. They need to see this, okay? And they said, listen to me very carefully. I want you to think about this before you do it. Don't jump out with this. And he didn't do it. And he said it himself. I regret that decision. And when I get in office again, that shit's getting released. You're going to see what happened with JFK. You're going to see the truth. All of a sudden, bullet in the air. That kind of something, huh? Think about that now.
I mean,
No, Kai, wait a minute now, Kai. Wait a minute now. You can call it a conspiracy or you can look at the history of things.
no, I ain't saying what you're saying is a conspiracy. I'm just saying I'm not of the I can be honest with you and tell you that.
Do you know from history that one of my people could have changed the world war? An Italian? Did you know that? One Italian mafia member, Lucky Luciano, look it up. This is history. Blew up a ship, a naval ship, okay, on our East Coast. Think it was New York, all right? We're going to have a world war. Blew up a ship to show our government, fuck with me, because they sent him to Italy and told him he couldn't come back. He said, I can get you from here. Mafia did that to our country. This is history. This happened. Took out a fucking warship, a battleship, I think it was. I could be wrong, but look it up. This is real. This happened. You can't hide this, okay? So that was one powerful mafia guy did this from Italy, okay? So when it comes to conspiracy, sometimes they put the actual conspiracy out to hide what they're actually doing, what they've done. When I saw Joe Rogan's podcast talking to a guy where they were showing the first atomic bomb go off, and Joe kind of agreed with the guy how it looked fake, how it looked like it was miniatures, I almost cried. I went, hi, if you've never seen the movie Idiocracy, okay, with not Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, okay, and Maya Rudolph from Saturday Night Live, okay, Idiocracy, watch the movie, okay, it's got everybody, I think Zeus is in it, Terry, and you'll just love it, okay. But it's about how we're living now. They thought Gatorade would help plants grow, so they ran out of all crops. So he goes to the future, and he's like, why aren't you using water? They're like, why the fuck would you put water on plants to grow them? We use Gatorade. They're idiots. We become idiots. This is what we're becoming right now. If you watch the movie, you'll see it happening right now. The internet is doing this. TikTok, this is doing it to these people. They have no attention span anymore. And all the stuff that we just talked about, all this stuff that could be conspiracies, actually happened. It's history. One mafia guy took out a ship. All that shit I mentioned in history happened. But people don't know that nowadays. So when someone else throws out a flat earther on TikTok theory, and actually put it out for them, they start believing that shit like it's real. Okay.
I mean, I can agree. I can agree with you by saying that yes. That the influences of the algorithms are definitely out there. You know what I mean? They want you to believe certain. They want you to believe certain shit, and they definitely are pushing you to believe certain shit. And you got to be real strong to discern the difference between what's real and what's just being pushed towards you as the propaganda. And real talk. And while first of all, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've never voted a day in my motherfucking life. Wow. Never have. Don't give a fuck about that shit.
Wow.
Never. I'm gonna keep. No. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because
that's cool.
The only time the only time in my life that I actually thought about and I was mad that I couldn't. And that was when Obama was running, and that's because the natural part, the natural in me is to, I want to see everybody black win. You know what I mean? So during that time, I absolutely couldn't, um, it couldn't vote at that time because I wasn't a citizen, and I didn't become a citizen until I realized that my green card expired. I was going to a dispensary, and I showed him my green card, and he was like, "No, this expired a month ago." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And this is around when Trump was president, so I was just like, "Yes, I'm seeing how he's dealing with people with green cards and not being, named in these United States." So I say, you know what? Let me go ahead and act like I want to be a citizen of these United States. So I'm gonna go ahead and pay this exorbitant price to say yes. I live here. I've been living here since I was 9 years old. Yes, I'm not going back. I'm not going anywhere. I live here. I got children that are born here. Yes. So yes, I'm here.
So,
But I have no interest
can I
in
tell you? Okay, but
voting.
can I tell you something cool? Can I tell you something cool?
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump talks about Ronald Reagan a lot. Okay, so once I went to court against a neighbor who
Okay.
I had to get a injunction against harassment because I was going to kill his ass. Anyway,
Okay.
Zoe was in her baby carrier.
Allegedly.
I was standing there rocking Zoe in her baby carrier in front of a judge. I walked in. He had a Ronald Reagan picture on his wall, and I said, "I love that picture." He said, "Why do you like that picture? You know, is it because it's a beautiful painting? Is it the president?" I said, "It's the man. Man, first of all, he was a great spaghetti actor. It was all B-rated shit, funny. But here's what Ronald Reagan said about you if he knew you were going to be an American citizen. This is what he said about you, okay? So laugh about the Star Wars program all you want that he built. But he said to a general, he said, I think it was a 4-star general, maybe a 5-star, in a nuclear war with Russia, okay, or China, what happens? I want to know. Tell me. And the general said, well, what happens is we launch missiles, or they launch missiles. The missiles land. Pretty much almost everybody dies. Ronald Reagan said, I can't have that. And the general said, what do you mean? He said, I can't have the American people of the United States of America. I can't have them just be a part of, they get wiped out like that. Man. I can't have that. Okay. We need to come up with something different to protect the people in the United States. Okay. We do. It's important. That's something that we have to think about as a government. That's why I became president, because I love this country, what it stands for, and the people that are in this country. This is from an actor. This is an actor, spaghetti Western actor who lived in our country, and he loves our country. He's a rancher, right? And he wants to help us the best he can. There's no book on how to run this country. Everybody that's tried has tried something different. Even if they tried the same, it's kind of altered, And if it doesn't work, it's just not working, right? So he came in, and the important thing to him was, and he got shot for it, mind you, okay? I love the people of this country. That's number one. I love them. And I don't want them to die all off in a nuclear war. Build something in space to protect them. That was the whole idea behind the Star Wars program, which is basically, I think, satellites with lasers to shoot down nuclear missiles before they hit us. Okay.
Right.
So this is history. This is why I vote when I vote. When I find somebody to vote for, this is why I vote, because I feel a lot like Ronald Reagan does when it comes to that. When Einstein stepped off the boat, and I mention this a lot to people, okay? When Einstein first stepped off the boat in the United States, all the reporters came like social media, freaking like paparazzi, right?
Right.
That wasn't there. Still the media, man, this was big. You got Einstein coming to the United States, he's coming off the port. So they lied. And they said, he's coming here, but he didn't go there. He went somewhere else, right? But he gets off the boat, and I think he gets a newspaper and an ice cream. And the first thing he says was, when he looks around and he sees all the different colored people working together, in a community. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're arguing, loving, hating, they're all being a mass community together here in the United States, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing that you've got here. You should really try to keep it that way. That's what he said, you know? That was his first thought when he got off that boat. What have we done? We've allowed technology to change a beautiful, beautiful thing that we were. And that's what happened. It did happen. I told you, I watched it with games. The internet changed people to a point that they're nothing like what we had back before the internet. And comedians, there is one popular Italian comedian, a man, and I love him, makes a great point. I love this joke. It is so freaking fabulous. And he goes, I'm sure anybody watching this that's seen him will love this, okay? He goes, do you remember back in the day when nobody came over your house, you know, because there was no internet, you had the phone on the wall? You know what I mean? You know, the little dial phone, you know, it didn't even go far, you know, you paid 5 feet, right? He's like, so people really didn't come over. You know, people, you knew each other on your block, you know, you went to these things, maybe the school function or whatever, but people knew each other, but you really, you know, didn't visit. Man, when somebody knocked on your door, your fucking mom ran out, she had a plate already, man, for this, you know, she threw it on the table, she would, don't you touch this shit, it's for whoever's at the door, go get the door, and everybody smiled because it was awesome. Somebody was coming over your house, you get to see somebody, they come in your house, you're like, hey, what's up, man? It is fucking awesome to see you, come in. Have some of our food, you know what I mean? Hang out, tell us how you've been, right? Now someone knocks on your door like, fucking hi, shut off all the fucking lights. Now, everybody quiet the fuck down. Somebody's knocking on your door. Were you expecting anybody? You know? And he's right. This is how it's changed. And I can tell you from personal experience, because we had a bill collector come, and you know how they send a process server sometimes? Just a bill collector will send a process server to your door. So it's COVID, and they send a process server, and it's a young lady, and she comes to my door, and she's got her mask on, and she's terrified. Poor woman, terrified. She must have been so abused. Everybody that she knocks on the door, you know, to serve a notice, because it's court, you know? So people take it to heart, like, what am I getting sued? You know what I mean? I don't want this. So they're mean. You see the reality shows about process servers, man. That's some heavy shit they deal with, okay? They got to knock on doors and handle shit from the court, right? It's heavy. So she's in front of me. She's terrified. And I went, why are you afraid? And she goes, I figured you'd be mad about this. Like, I don't give a fuck about this. See, I learned from listening to Willie Nelson. He had some good advice. And that advice was, if it's not going to affect you for 5 years, don't give it 5 minutes of your time. What you're handing me right now, that's not going to affect me till my credit's wiped. I'm not mad at you, woman. I'm not, ma'am. Would you like some water? What would you like? You know, I'm sorry that you're afraid. So now the next person that comes to my door, the next process server for these lawyers, he looks like Triple H or The Rock when he was like, you know, stupid. I mean, this guy's in the tank top, you know, handsome guy, you know, bright blue eyes, right? Kind of balding. I'll never forget him because he was so right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, I got on my door. I was like, whoa. He's like, I'm a process. I got it. I go, do you look like this for your job? You know, they don't meet people like me. They don't meet inquisitive people at the door. You know, they get people, what the fuck do you want? You know, oh, I don't want them. Get out of, you know, I'm not taking it. You know, I immediately take it. And I go, are you built like that for this fucking job? Because, you know, you're afraid people are going to jump you? And he goes, no, I'm built like this because I'm a model on the side. And I go, awesome, because you look great, man. He was like, thank you. He goes, you know, this is serious, right? I go, oh, yeah, totally serious. It's a creditor. I'm like, I owe a credit card like $7,000. They can, well, you know where they can stick that. Right?
One thing I could say is definitely yes. The world is definitely different based on all its, you know, all its new things, all this new,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Well,
all the new and all of this and all of that is definitely making the world new. But at the same time,
our attention span is 8.5 seconds. I mean, our attention span right now, not mine, I'm not saying yours, okay? But the general attention span right now, and this is because they say of TikTok, is 8.5 seconds. That means that humans that are doing this can no longer read books anymore. They can barely get through a comic book, man. Okay, so if they've proven this through testing, then humans have changed. Now, you can say better, you can say for the worse. It's an opinion. It really is, like good and bad. It's truly just an opinion.
It definitely
Okay?
is an
It
opinion,
really is
but
an
at the
opinion.
same time, we all got. I look at it like this: we got to ride with it. You know what I mean? We definitely got to ride with it because at the end of the day,
No, I agree.
one of the things I accept, because it's like this for me, I accept that as soon as I leave my house, before I even leave my house, there's a signal somewhere shooting off to something that I'm leaving my house.
Well,
If I go up the block, if I go up the block and and I start and if I use a debit or a credit, whatever I'm using as a card,
right.
that's a
Yeah.
signal. If
Yes,
you know what I'm
yes,
saying, if I decide to go to the
yes,
ATM first, the ATM is taking my picture about 3-4 times before it give me my
yes,
money. You know what I mean? I recognize that. You know what I mean? And
yes,
the fact is, and as a general, because I live in Brooklyn, New York. Hello,
yes,
East New York, Brooklyn, New York. You know what I mean?
yes.
Because I live out here, I absolutely know that. You know what I'm saying? There's cameras on
Well,
apartments. There's cameras on the street corners. There's cameras on businesses.
you're
I'm
different
passing.
though, Kai.
All of
You're
that,
full of life
all
when
of
you're
that.
out there,
So
man.
at the same time, I know that you know what I mean. The fingerprint or is automatically as soon as you're walking
Oh
out the door,
yeah,
no matter
yes,
what you're
yes.
doing, whether you're inside and you know what I mean. So you gotta kind of you got to kind of walk with it at the same time. You got to kind of
Yes.
walk with it. Like for me, I definitely walk with it because at the same time, it has helped me in the past. Because I remember with my oldest when she had when the first cell phone I gave. Matter of fact, no, I think it was like maybe the second or third cell phone I gave her. Like that was able to track her phone and so when she would go somewhere where she wasn't supposed to be, I could easily call her up and be like, hey, what, oh no, mommy, I'm not. No, yes, you are, because the phone says you're in
Yeah,
areas that
yeah,
you should
yeah,
not be. Therefore, you need to spin
yeah.
your ass around the block and go back home before I get upset because you already know I know where you are. Like, no,
Yeah.
like let's not do this because you
It's
are
very
lying.
accurate too.
You
Yes.
are lying, okay? The thing is telling me because you telling me no, I'm just at the store. No, the thing is telling me you are at Target.
But see now,
That
Kai, that's
Target is a store. Target is a store, but it's not the corner store.
that's a different
You feel me?
generation
You
thing.
got to go a little distance before you get to Target. I know, you know what I
When my
mean?
daughters got phones, okay, it was way different at first. Okay, because see, I feel for you. I feel for you like you wouldn't believe because of it. Okay. And here's why I feel for you. When my daughter, Paris, the oldest, turned 11, she said, Daddy, I want a phone. Phones were like flip phones, they were not, they were nothing. They weren't even Blueberries, I think, yet. Whatever the fuck, Blackberry, whatever. They were not,
Right,
they were literally
Blackberries.
like the Nokia and flip phones. And just
Yes,
this
yes,
one
yes.
she got was from Verizon. It was called the Juke and it slid and it was a music phone. So I said, she says, Daddy, can I have a phone? I go, no. She goes, why can't I have a phone? You're 11 years old. Why the hell do you need a phone? Okay, you're a good girl. You don't need a phone. You just don't need one. You're living life perfect. We have phones here. You can use the phone. You want to call somebody? Call. I don't care. Take it in your room. Take my phone. You know what I mean? But you're not getting your own phone. I just feel it's a bad idea. I'm sorry. Okay. You can hate me. As a dad, I'm putting my foot down. I told my wife, you can hate me. I said, Amanda, but I'm putting my foot down here. Okay. I have a
Right,
feeling. This is my intuition right now. No, that's my word. No, there's a reason.
right.
It protects you. All right. So she brings over a friend. The friend's got a phone. The friend's over, I think, for the weekend. They have a great time. And when she leaves, in front of the girl's mother, puts me on the spot with the girl, Daddy, can I have a phone? And I go, you know what? I'm going to order you a phone. Let's see how that goes. Okay. She goes, wow, really? Okay. So a week later, here's the phone. A week after that, the principal calls. The girl that was known as the best little thing in school, never bothered anybody, great grades, right? Just a perfect example of a student. Okay. She got her new phone. My girl. and she saw the new girl. That girl's new in school. I'm going to send a text to everybody, a rumor about the new girl that's not nice. This is the principal telling me this. And I said, really? I said, let me explain something to you. This is going to be handled. You have no worries. You do what you do on your part, and I'm going to handle her on my part. And I promise, when she comes back to school, she will be a model student once again. And the principal went, I have a feeling from your tone, this is probably true, Mr. Fenton. I'm going to leave you for the have a great day.
Yeah. I'm going to let you handle that.
She got home. I took that phone, away from her. And I said, you may never, until you're old enough to move out of my house at 18 and get your, and you will be, by the way, that's my rule. I'm a daddy bird. At 18, your ass is out of my house. Be prepared. I've been telling you since you were a teenager, tween, be prepared. At 18, when it comes to you coming through my door, I'm going to say no. Because you've got to leave the nest or you're never going to be able to fend for your fucking self. That's the way it is out there. And you're a woman. You got it worse.
Right.
Paris is a brown woman. Paris is half Mexican. Okay, so she was afraid of the Donald Trump thing too. She was really afraid of that, even though she's was born here. Thought she was still afraid of brown. That was her thing. She didn't know better. She was young. She didn't know anything. She had nothing to worry about, but she didn't know that. She's a kid. She's hearing rumors, online, right? It's dumb shit. But I said no to her with the phone. And now it went till she was about 16. And it was no longer, she had a phone probably from 12 on and did better. You know what I mean? Never had another incident like that again. Okay. But became the rebellious teenager. Went from being the 4-year-old, get this, she was a 4-year-old that had her own room with one of those TVs in the boombox and a couch.
Right.
And she would invite her 4-year-old friends over to hang out like it was like Friends, the TV show, at 4 years old.
Right.
My daughter, okay, this little girl, okay. Now she grew up to be the rebellious one. She wasn't like Zoe. She was totally rebellious. I had to deal with that. I don't know if you've had to deal with that, but that is
no. I've been there, done that, and still doing it. Because again,
well, she's having a baby now. I'm very lucky. When they start having babies, that's the beautiful thing about it. It kind of tones. They want to be
right, and then you get to see how it turns around. Because the fact is, it does turn around. Let's be honest. My mother definitely told me, was like, yeah, you're gonna have one that's gonna be just like you, and I did.
Yes.
And it was like, oh yeah.
Yes. Zoe is just like me.
But so and I still have another one because again I have 3. One is 27. She's grown, so she's like me, but she grown. You know what I mean? The middle one is definitely like the cool child. She's the one that's that. I don't gotta worry about her. She you know what I mean? The teachers don't gotta worry about her. The teachers never worry me about her, so I'm cool with that. But then there's the 9-year-old that she kind of just she's a reincarnation and she's a little extra with it, so it's like I kind of have to warn her sometimes, like listen, you do understand that I'm telling you what's gonna happen. Like this is like, you understand, right? So when you decide to act wrong or act out of character, and I decide to jump you, you know what I mean? You understood that I warned you, right? Yes.
You're still testing anyway. That's still
and that works sometimes, but definitely there's times when where I get the call and the teacher's like, yes, what happened was, and then I'm like, see, didn't I warn you? See, didn't I warn you though? I warned you. I tried to let you know that I'm not playing with you. I don't think because I'm older that I just don't run away. You know what I mean? Because I throw all the excuses. I be like, no. Don't think because I smoke a little weed. Don't think because I'm a little older. No, I
have Zoe. Zoe's
like
my
no other.
So I get it. Yeah. No, I get it. I mean? Zoe is my clone.
So you definitely gotta give them the full warning. Like, listen, I might give you a chance because you're the youngest. I'm gonna give you a little bit more chance than the others. but
Right.
don't. But once
I
I
did it.
raise up
I've done
on
it.
you,
Yeah, I've done
once
that.
I raise up on you, child, you're gonna be mad at yourself. You're gonna be mad.
Yes.
You're gonna be
Yes.
mad. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because
But I want to bring up, so before, because I know we've gone over time. We always do this. Now it's
Oh,
been an hour and a half. So, but I want to bring up before, anything, that make sure you keep an eye out, because I am going to be putting out more of those reels, the 2D reels on Instagram. Plus, also
okay.
I'll be doing the Venator, but it's going to take time because I'm doing all the music. You know what I mean? Man, I'm hot in
And
here
we look.
because you have to understand, just so you know, I have a tent right here. You know, the pictures I've shown you of my
Yeah,
tent.
you showed me.
Yeah, so if I'm getting hot, that is why I'm getting
Yeah,
hot.
hey, the heat, yeah, because you probably, the heat lamps and everything. I absolutely, I
There's a
get it,
lot.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then of course, we definitely encourage you to keep on going. We
Amen.
absolutely recommend
Oh,
to
I'm good.
you
I'm
to
good.
to hire, somebody, or to get somebody that'll definitely be tough skinned with the social media,
My
because
first thing,
while because to be honest with you, while at the same time you wanna, you could, there's a way to, I think there's a way to launch without being on social media, but at the same time, the fact that it's
right.
there, you kind of need it.
Well,
You
I
know what I
need
mean?
IG.
You
I
just got,
need,
and I
remember
feel
I told
like,
you
you know what I
about.
mean. And see, the thing is I feel like, you, because you kind of need it, you definitely need somebody that'll handle it for you, where it really don't cross your mind until it's money involved. You know what I mean? Because until money is involved, you don't need to hear about it.
I
At
have
least,
to. I have to
you know
let
what I mean?
IG's. I
To
have to
be
let that
honest with
check
you.
mark. I have to let that check mark on IG go away. That's why I haven't put anything out on Instagram lately, because that damn check mark. I took it for free for an extra month, man, and it ended up, like I said, hurting me with the followers. So I'm like, I'm
Oh
trying to
my
get rid
God,
of,
no.
once that check mark goes away, which is like November 3rd. The check mark goes away, and I'm hoping that's when that crap ends. You know what I mean? And the followers stay
Absolutely.
and don't get booted, because that's just what they're doing to protect you. You know what I mean?
Please, that's their way to do to for them to make more money off of you, and it's
Right.
dumb. And
Right.
it's dumb when the fact is with that the first people that you was giving blue checks to, you gave them to them for free, and they still got it for free. No,
Right. Right.
I
Right.
will kindly wait for the subscribers and the
Yep.
followers to come in. Thank you very much. That's what it is. And like I said, one of the things that makes me perfect when it comes to the marketing and being on social media is because I delete and block. I don't have time to even take
Yeah.
in your shit ever. Like, I've never been the take in other people's shit on social media type of person anyway. It's all about our business. Even as women, because of course as women, there's definitely people in the inbox that will,
Oh yeah.
jump in and say
No.
some
No.
some
No. I've
foolishness
already told
and
you about.
approach you. And approach you with some foolishness, and
Yeah. No.
again, the
Yeah. See,
delete and block and report
men
list
are. I believe it. You look at it
is
this way, okay?
very,
It's
very
a big
long.
difference
It's
between
very,
men and
very
women
long.
when they're online, because if the men that are, like, say, the growers or the influencers, say, are the crafters, right? They can be vicious if they want to do something. They're vicious, but the women,
Absolutely.
when the women are upset with each other, it's not really vicious. It's more catty. It's not really vicious. It's not. It's
And
not like
either
men.
and either way, the best the best way to handle it is to brush it off your shoulder, because the name of the game is about business. It's about creativity. It's about
Yeah.
promoting positivity and promoting
But
your
there are
what
times when
you
you have to
doing and what's
realize,
going on, and
right?
whatever is that again. If it ain't
Yeah.
paying, you ain't got no time for you to be paying no attention to
Right.
it.
Right.
Like, if it don't involve the double D's, direct deposit. If
Well,
it don't involve the double D's, direct
I always say to
deposit.
people, look,
We
if you
can't.
can tell
We
I'm not
cannot. Like,
starving
we don't,
for a
like, I don't
food.
see you. I don't see you if it don't involve direct and deposit. Like, we talking money? No?
But
Okay then.
also
Okay
look at,
then.
mind you,
Okay
when I
then.
do hire for social media, it will be for only, and I will tell them this, because I don't want them to be involved. I'm going to say it is
Right.
only to promote the episode that's out, and then you're off, and that's it. You don't reply, you don't do anything. You promote that show because we're paying for the ad. So that's the way we do it from then on. You know
And
what I
the
mean?
way social
I need
media is
to,
set up
I don't know.
nowadays, that the way social media is set up nowadays, you could cut off comments everywhere. You could block this, block that.
Right, but
Whoever
Kai,
don't got
let me
nothing
tell
that
you.
ain't a, you could definitely have somebody that's going to be vicious when it comes to getting
Right.
the haters off. You
But
know what I mean?
what is important to creators like me, and I want this out there. This is actually important to say, is one thing that I haven't changed, because I actually like the old pictures I put up of the show before Cinema 4D and all the new programs, back when it was like just YouTube alone, back at the very beginning. Okay, I put up the best pictures up on IMDb. That's where your name and Ruby's name was up. For being, it's still there. Your names are still up. Okay, because I haven't taken those pictures down. Now IMDb is important. That's Amazon owns it. Okay. So, and they communicate, that's communicating with all other creators, actors, directors, anybody in the industry, anybody who's anybody has an IMD Pro account. Anybody. So what I'm going to do first, when I get back into it, while I'm creating Venetor, I'm going to change those, or actually not change those, but add new IMDb photos of Venetor and the process it's taking place. Okay. Because to me, paying $20 a month for IMDb Pro is more important, because that gets other creators, and not just Hollywood, but anywhere on this globe that somebody's creating and is online, that's somebody. Even if they're not really somebody, they've got an account on IMDb, a picture that tells their resume, their filmography, whatever the credits. Okay. So this is something I'm going for when I come back. It's not going to be social media. The first things I'm going to post are going to be to the people that I am going to be working with or for or selling to. You know what I mean? Selling my product to. Because another thing that I've decided to do since I stepped back is that I've decided to not say no to selling a show. That if, say, Warner Brothers came to me or Netflix came to me and said, I want to buy $4.19, I'm going to go, okay, it's yours. I have no stipulations. You have to say I'm the creator, the original creator. That's it. I like, Bob Kane created Batman.
And you want a check every time they put an episode up on the TV and wherever else, because residuals. What happened?
There you go.
No, because I heard you. All you want is a name and no money. I know, that's what I heard you say. So immediately I said, no. You need a check for buying the show, and you.
What I said was, yes, I sell it, and the only other stipulation other than selling it, I don't have to be involved other than created by Michael.
Created by and
so the paycheck is before that's even on TV. I already got that check.
Right.
By the time we're done with the conversation,
once it start going on TV, you get
DD. You were talking about that the direct deposit, that DD. That's first, but like the creators of Rick and Morty, okay,
right?
They say this. They say that Dan Harmon, Justin. They say this. When we created that show, it was to sell out. It was to sell out and get fucking rich. All right, and they did, and they admit it. We did. We sold out. We did great.
But I know they get residual checks.
Oh no, yeah, of course. And one has a 10 million thing. Justin, maybe I think it was, got the $10 million almond farm. So he bought. So obviously they made bank when they sold out. Okay. Absolutely. But they're still there at the time. They were still both doing the voices before the big controversy with the one guy. All right. So with me right now, where I stand is I'm going to sell out, not my studio, but I will sell a show. I will absolutely sell one of my shows as long as that DD is there and the created by is there. If those two things equal what I like in my mind, you can have my show.
Basically. And
otherwise, if you don't agree, the only way you're going to get it is by licensing to show it, like a lease. So you can put it on Hulu. You can run it for a year, but you're paying me $250,000 to run it for a year. That's my show. I still own it. You're not getting it. You don't own it. So if I decide you're not doing right with it, okay, the way you're promoting it,
then I could just pull it back and say, nah,
pulling that shit
about your business.
And guess what? I still got to keep this. Right.
And I still got to keep this. Exactly.
So now you know where my mindset is right now.
And that's a good mindset.
Studios.
And that's a good mindset.
It's not social media. It's money. It's big money. And where you get big money in this industry, the one that I am jumping in, okay, isn't being some influencer on social media. It just isn't. It isn't even. It isn't even being like these two awesome shirts back here, these people back here, motherhood and who go out and get involved in their community and care about their community. You do. It's not like that. I'm different. Okay. I'm different. I'm putting out something that's going to be, when it comes out, everything of me and my daughter. We are going to put everything into this. So when this goes, this is the ultimate sellout. This is the ultimate sellout. We want to make a studio go, we will pay you $5 million for the rights to that show to own it. DD, created by Michael and Zoe Fenton. $5 million in the bank.
And yeah, she need her check too, because I'm just saying my money and her money ain't split money. We're not trying to split no money. No, because I don't want to split no money. Yes, I love my child, but I don't want to split no money with her. I want her to have her own check so I can have my check, and then we both getting checks. That's what happened.
And here's another part of it too. You want to keep the original voices, which would be us as the main characters. It's not going to be.
The voices need checks. The voices need checks too.
If you want us need checks. Voices, it's going to cost.
The voices need checks too. Yes,
that's not included. That is not included with the show. That's
separate. Oh no, you got to come. I could tell you where the voices, and the voices is going to have their own voice, and their voices is going to request.
That's the good. That's the residual we were talking about. Yes,
I mean request. Yes. Is what I say.
So that is where. So now you see me on this camping trip. I show up, my baby girl. She's frustrated. She can't even put up a tent, and it's a pop tent. It takes 10 minutes. Literally, you slide some poles that you snap together in, right? Because they got the strings, plastic in it. You pop them together about 10 feet long. It goes. It's literally a pop tent, like the military.
Right.
It's beautiful, right? So I get out there. I show her how to do that. Hi, that's when it clicked. That's when this that I'm telling you right now clicked in my head. That moment, the very first moment out there with my daughter, showing her, seeing that realization where, and I could have done that. Why did I not look at it like that, Dad? I'm sorry. And now she'll do it every time. You know what I mean? Because it just took that.
Exactly. That's a memory.
My baby. That's a memory. Camping now, take care of her and her son. If there's an apocalypse, my baby girl can put up the tent.
Lord, he said if there's an apocalypse. Right? No, we're not talking about apocalypse. But this is definitely a good moment to end the show, though.
Yes. And it is. And it tells you how I got the mindset. Because that moment, like I said, with my daughter, made me realize, sell it. Right? Make a freaking epic show, man, and sell it.
And that shit is gonna be epic, you know what I mean? And we look forward to seeing it, you know what I mean? And first of all, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for you know what I mean, dropping all the tea. Definitely letting us know.
I got it.
What it is and what it ain't. And you know what I mean? And I don't know what happened to Ruby. I'm assuming she she probably has some situations going on. It's all you know what I mean? As a mother with a baby, because first of all, her baby's still under 3. So child, I don't want to know that life anymore. But you know what I'm saying? So I already know she might be having some situations going on with that, but it's all good. Like I said, this show is season 8 is definitely dropping on YouTube on November 3rd. Your episode will drop on Sunday.
Tell Ruby I missed her. I missed Ruby.
Oh, definitely. You already know. You know what I mean? And of course, you already know.
I had him sweating on the show. I literally had him sweating. We were talking about you. He was sweating.
Oh man, but no, you absolutely, it can always come back with it, you know what I mean? Because obviously you gotta, whenever you want to, you just let us know, you know what I mean? Right. And like I said, on November 17th when this episode drops, we'll definitely send you the link. But shit, we already know that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you'll get the notification anyway when it drops anyway, though. But yes, thank you for being part of season 8. Definitely keep going with everything you're doing. And of course, hit us up when it's time to get our residuals, because we We, meaning me, Ruby, her babies, my babies, both of our households could use some residuals. I'm just saying. And on that note, motherhood, sex, marijuana in the motherfucking building. Thank you for being on the show.
Have a great day. Thank you.
You have a great night, because it's nighttime around here.
That's right. It's nighttime. So have a great night. And I will.
It's definitely nighttime around here. All right, now I'll see you later.
Good one.